In this video, we will look at the portfolio update of Seth Klarman. Seth Klarman is a well-known value investor that I follow, and today we can see what stocks he bought, what stocks he sold in the recent quarter. We will look at the main changes to his portfolio. He recently sold half of his position in Intel. We will look at some of the numbers of Intel. We also can see that he bought Warner Bros. Discovery. So this is great news for the investors in Warner Bros. Discovery. So we will look at what approximate price Seth Klarman made his purchases and what this means for the investors in these companies. So let's get started. First of all, if you want to get updates about the portfolios of super investors, Seth Klarman, Ray Dalio, Warren Buffett, Terry Smith, and many others, you can subscribe to the channel by pressing the subscribe button under the video. You will not miss a single new video. Okay, Seth Klarman is a well-known value investor. He's the famous author of the book Margin of Safety, which is inspired by Benjamin Graham, Intelligent Investor. So today is the middle of August, and we can see what super investors bought in the previous quarter, in the second quarter of 2022. This info is available through 13F filings, so you can see this info directly using the sec.gov, using the Edgar search, or you can use services like Dataroma. So we can see that Seth Klarman manages around 6.5 billion. He has around 50 positions, 50 stocks, but his portfolio is centered around 22 core positions. These 22 stocks are around or more than 1% of his portfolio. So what were the main changes to his portfolio during the last quarter? If we sort his stocks by changes to portfolio, we can see that he sold half of his position in Intel. Still, right now, Intel represents around 5% of his portfolio, so still a large position, but it was much more. And he bought Warner Bros. Discovery. So first, let's look at Intel. At what approximate price Seth Klarman sold half of his position in Intel? We will use our tool for the analysis. Okay, at what approximate price Seth Klarman was able to sell half of his position in Intel? We can see that the highest price during the second quarter, so the beginning of April till the end of June, the highest price was around $45 per share. It is very likely that he sold even lower, but this was the maximum price. We can see that they have negative free cash flow. So what is free cash flow? This is cash from operations minus capital expenditures. Intel is ramping up their capital expenditures. They're building new factories. As a result, they have negative free cash flow. Yes, they have dividend yield of 4%, but their payout ratio is unavailable because of negative free cash flow. We also can see that they have decreasing gross margins from 61 to 49% and decreasing operating margins. So the competition with AMD is really visible in the fundamentals of Intel. Okay, so we saw some of the numbers of Intel. They have negative free cash flow. They're ramping up capital expenditures. They are heavily investing in factories. They have reducing margins, so the competition with AMD is visible in their numbers. There can be many reasons why super investor is selling his position, so this is something that we do not know for sure. For example, for tax purposes, because of the fundamentals, or maybe he found something better to buy. So next, let's look at Warner Bros. Discovery, his main purchase. Okay, so at what approximate price Seth Klarman was able to purchase his position in Warner Bros. Discovery? So the lowest price was around $13 per share. It is very likely that he purchased even higher, but this was the lowest price. I believe this is great news for the investors in Warner Bros. Discovery to see super investor like Seth Klarman buying the shares. I saw that Michael Burry, another super investor, sold Warner Bros. Discovery, but there are two main differences. First, I saw that he sold all of his positions and he bought GEO, so he sold all of his stocks and bought only one. And the second reason I see that Michael Burry constantly buying and selling stocks, so I cannot call him a long-term investor. It is even possible that he repurchased Warner Bros. Discovery again, or maybe he sold his position in GEO. The results are available only after 45 days after the quarter ends. On the other hand, Seth Klarman is a long-term Warren Buffett style investor, so it is relatively safe to follow his purchases. It is very unlikely that he will sell right after the purchase. So again, this is great news for the investors in Warren Buffett Discovery. Also, if you want to know more about the fundamentals of Warren Buffett Discovery, their earnings report, what management is projecting, potential upside, here is the video. If you are not subscribed to the channel, you can do so by pressing the subscribe button right here. You will not miss a single new video. Thank you very much for watching till the end, and see you in the next video.